My 28-year-old female parents, 54-year-old male, 52-year-old female, have invited myself and my wife, 29-year-old female, down to their place for Thanksgiving. They live about 5 hours south of us, so not too far away. The problem is, my family is very religious and more than a little homophobic. They get along perfectly fine with my wife and have even made a point to tell me that they love her and think she's wonderful for me. But in the same breath, they'll tell me that they don't agree with my life choices. They've refused to let my wife and I sleep in the same bed at their house, though they don't care about my sister and her husband sleeping together whenever they visit. Whatever. We weren't married when visiting in the past, and that's a pretty strict rule with them with all of the family. We just got an Airbnb whenever we visited them, but that costs us more money. It's not something we can afford at the moment, on top of paying for boarding for our dogs, so I let my parents know that us coming down kind of hinged on whether we'd be allowed to stay together. I thought maybe they'd change their minds since we got married almost 2 months ago, and then they'd chill out a little. Well, my mom and dad called us the other day to let us know that they still weren't comfortable with us staying in the same room. It made my youngest sister uncomfortable. It went against their beliefs, yada yada yada, but still wanted us to come down. I let them know that we had money constraints, and thus wouldn't be coming down. They then offered to pay for the Airbnb for us so that we didn't have to worry about that. This is where I'm thinking I may be an asshole. I thanked them for the offer, but told them we still wouldn't be coming down. There's been a number of times that we've visited that have been uncomfortable and downright miserable because they've been weird about us being gay. And with all the excuses and double standards, I don't want to put myself or my wife through any of it again. Historically, I've been a bit of a doormat to my parents, letting them guilt-trip me into things and not standing by my decisions. They'll tell me I'm stubborn and immature when they don't get their way, and they've never really stopped treating me like an unruly teenager. I'm sick of that, and I refuse to be the spouse that puts their parents before their wife, so I'm standing very firm on this. I mostly want to know if I'm being unreasonable and digging my heels in, as my mom keeps telling me, or if I'm justified in staying home and celebrating the holidays with just my wife.